Hello guys, welcome back, and today we are going to see a beautiful game, and it is the most attacking game I have played ever. I am playing with white, and as usual I am going with the London system. So let us start the game. D4, all known moves, and then from here on the actual carnage starts. The knight, the move of knight to d5 is a blunder in my opinion because there is a battery formed towards the h7 pawn. And what does black do? He moves the only defender, credible defender of the h7 pawn, the knight which was stationed on knight f6. So the initial thought of mine was whether to capture or not. This was a question in my mind. But what I also observed was my bishop was hanging and I did not want the knight to capture on the captured bishop and to double my pawns. So I instead took a safer option, that is bring my bishop to g3. After this he had an opportunity to take his knight back to the f6 square and defend the pawn, and the game would have gone in a smooth way, but he didn't do that. So now I took the advantage and captured the pawn. Only move after this I have played this h4 square. My idea h4 move. My idea was to take the pawn and try to open up the king, but he played a move on g6, which in my view is not so good because it allows me to capture the pawn. After he captures, it gets my queen to the center to the it gets my queen to the opposite of king, which is wide open and vulnerable. So this all happened in the game, and now you see black has to make a move, and he cannot bring his rook here to threaten my queen because this is a simple checkmate. Queen to h6 is a checkmate. After this, he could have tried this, but he didn't think of that. And one more option is to bring back the knight and defend some of the important squares. So these are the options left for the black, but he chooses to move e5. Now pause the video and find a move for white which almost wins the game for the white on this instance. You can also see the evaluation bar. So pause the video and try to find the move. Yes, I hope you have found the right move, that is knight to g5. Now see, it's a very beautiful move because the direct threat is queen to h7 mate. If you try to defend this with the rook, your rook will get captured. And the only move is to bring back knight to f6, which was what I was telling from the starting onwards. But this also, after this move, there is a beautiful idea, that is knight can fork on e6, the queen and the rook. You may think that I'll move the rook here and attack your queen, but we can simply give a check. After the knight blocks, we can pick up the queen and it is winning for white. So this move doesn't work, but this is the only possible option to continue the game. So he plays knight to f6, but in the game I didn't see this, and I have chosen a very simpler option, and that is to get the knight to f7 check. After the rook captures and I capture, I won the exchange, and I thought that I can slowly push the game for a win. This was my initial thought process. He captures, I capture, and then he had opportunity to bring the queen to these squares and challenge my queen. After my queen moves back, he could have safeguarded the king, but he did choose for that, and I bring my knight to f3 and then try to jump into g5, posing the same kind of threats that I was posing earlier. So he moves his rook to e8 and posing threats like discovered attacks. So I chose a safer option to castle and also bring my rook into the game. Now he tries another move to get my queen out of the way. I go to this square. After his after his queen move, he's trying to threaten here and get his queen into the game as I had brought. This knight to g5 would have been a good move, But I went for queen checks so that I gained some time, and also I went for this move, attacking the queen. I didn't see any purpose after that. After this attack, I didn't see any purpose, but I played because I wanted to take the open file. After his capture, I have seen that he may give some checks, but there is no serious threat and there is no threat of perpetual checks. So I am safe. I thought this, and I have taken my knight to the g5 square, which I was planning all the time to do. After this, he gave me some checks, and I easily warded off. But now, this was a very important diagonal for the queen because he has to return to save the king. He has to be on this diagonal for him timely return. So he has to get into this diagonal, and with this idea only, I got a beautiful idea that I'll go and block with the rook. I'll go and block this diagonal with the rook. Now what can he do? His queen also cannot enter, and I might find ideas of checkmating him. So I went there, and after this opens up the bishop. He captured the rook. Sorry, he captured the pawn on d4, and he is also threatening to give a check here. He can also give a check here so that the bishop can fork the queen and the king. So there are many ideas for him also, but this square is guarded by the knight and the queen, and the rook also, so I don't have that much problem. But only problem is the queen can come and delay the game. Okay, anyways, so let's continue. This was my idea to capture the knight. What this eventually does is removes the defender on this square, so my immediate threat is to checkmate. Okay, so he has to defend. There is no possible way to defend because if the queen comes here, the queen is a checkmate. The queen to h6 is a checkmate. So if the queen comes here, this is simply winning. Rook captures the queen is simply winning. Or knight captures the queen is simply winning. So he has only one move left, that is queen to c2 check. After this check, I coolly exchange my queens. Now I am not directly capturing this knight because my rook is hanging. So what I did was capture his rook with a check, intermediate check, and after this I take the knight. Now if you see the material, he has two bishops, but I have a complete rook up. So this was the advantage I was getting in the series of exchanges that has been made. From here on, it is just a matter of converting, and I just exchanged pieces and I picked up the pawns, and I made a queen also, and I eventually checkmated him at the center of the board. So this was the game, and I hope you have enjoyed the game and find this game interesting. Please do subscribe the channel and like the channel for more such games, and please do comment also so that I will know and improve. Thank you.